Would make the most sense for T1, and they're going to go towards that. So the CFO draft, if you load into the Rift on 2 items, absolutely slaps. Incredible. And there
is that a game mode? Did I miss
well,
that?
not in this game. That Rod of Ages build. Where's the Annie, particularly if Zinza can make his way over, as a possible bot lane gank.
Junja on the way down. Guma, the stun, the immediate CC on the carrier. They know he's not the one with cleanse. An easy first pickup. Only one of them has cleanse. A difficult puzzle. As owner now ready to make the dive happen topside. Have to respect the zombie passive from Sion, but Driver in a tough spot here. Wind becomes lightning, a quick flash out, extra shielding, and Dorn forced to flash away. Owner should just finish the job, but now the tower's hitting him. He has to flash as well. T1 grab the kill.
Does mean that while Junja goes for that invade, T1 is able to get the first dragon of the game. I don't really think there was too much counterplay. Driver will be making his way over, and oh, Junja has ults. They might want to try and steal.
Owner on the way forward, but now manages to take it down. So it's going to cost his life. They get the Drake, but now it's all in from the side of CFO. Perfect gravity field. They're going to grab another one on top of it. Faker taken down, drops the bear.
As Honkyu does get his blown there by the timely arrival, and even despite some of that control we saw set up earlier, T1, they get one, but CFO not going to let them have more for free.
And you know, I'm going to check to make sure that's not a visual bug. Could you just yap for 30 seconds? Because either I have missed a very elaborate math Reddit thread.
No, I think it was just a mistake.
Okay,
looks like he sold it. Pick up the chain vest.
He didn't think he'd have that much gold early game.
Well, it might also just be you want to get Bramble against Aatrox, right? Sometimes it's just muscle memory. Sure. At the very least, it means that Junja won't be able to join or get backline access quite as easy as, oh boy.
Junja locked up, burst damage ready to go. Aegis assault, but Faker waits it out before throwing down his cooldowns. It might cost him though. Honkyu, ulti there, but Faker zooming out to safety courtesy of the phase rush. Junja still living for an extra moment. Nice flash over the wall, but Owner ready to follow, as is Kaiwing. Going in for the 2v2. Owner a little bit tankier. Carrier ready to follow up. Jungle supports on both sides. Still standing. Q in. It's not quite enough damage, but the E over the wall. The Ray to finish it, which carry is real. The flash one is the right choice as Guma's lower and lower. Fights on multiple fronts. T1 losing so many kills.
And CFO.
Fair. Junja, well-played fight though, right? Gets Carrier's ulti before flashing over the wall. Really what keeps that so close. As Driver now matched up against Faker. We'll see where they want to send Honkyu.
Calm down, but I don't think he can hold there. Junja's in the area, has his ultimate available. I think he uses it.
Sundered Sky trying to clear the wave. It's a bit of a desperate game, but World Ender now coming out. Massive damage, but Doran lives for an extra second. Needs one more Sundered Sky proc. Gets the auto! He's still up! The outplay! Doran lives for far too long. Honkyu can't get it done. Doran, are you kidding me?
Fourth here. That play, obviously T1 going to be happy with. They got the flash. Faker will be getting the turret here. But do know Doran did mess up on a good amount of CS, because even when he gets the heal from that turret aggro, just Kaiwing unfortunately dropping it a little bit too late. There were 4 people there. You can drop it earlier and he would have died.
But I'm also, what is Sundered Sky with Aatrox healing amp? 606 health. So incredibly into the victor can be difficult, but luckily they have the Hex Gates to back them up. It's Carrier on the backside. CFO have spotted it, but it might not matter. Quick lockup. Faker there as well. They've isolated the Nico. Carrier in trouble. Burning, cut down by the ulti of the victor. CFO, good patience, good discipline. How many teams have been caught out by a flank like that?
Too telegraphed. CFO, see Carrier make his way over, like, we can see you. We know this is coming. As Driver.
Going forward. Can't quite drift it.
Thought more was going to happen.
Yeah, as did I.
That's okay. As we probably going to take a look, that means the Herald does go over to CFO. So this early back and forth still ongoing. And as highlighted,
information on where Doran is, and now it's Carrier on the flank. CFO, knock up from Driver.
Like 5 angles.
Faker and Guma ready to go. CFO, where are they going to go? They're going to start here. Instant ulti laid down by Honkyu. Doran off on the side for now, uncontested, but it's Owner who's in trouble. In the meantime, Kaiwing going in. The fall of damage coming in from Driver. It's Carry on the back line with the 3-man knock-up. So damn patient. And CFO are getting sent packing, retreating back to their side of the rift, but it might not be enough. Junja on the way out. Driver frontlining, trying to buy space for the rest of the team as T1 take the fight.
And though the response from Dogo on the Annie play was great, that meant no cooldowns were available for when Carrier went in. And T1 with a multi-pronged approach actually coming in from a lot of different angles. CFO, we're mostly aware of all of them, but it's so hard to get kind of the front to back that we have to abandon ship. Now pick on Faker.
Faker caught out. Shield of Daybreak, double TP is now coming in to back up the play. It's going to be an all-out brawl on the top side. Faker living for an extra moment. Driver going to find the knock, but should finish the kill. But Doran is here, as is Doran. Double Doran, as Owner is here. Carry on the way. Guma stepping up. Owner finds a nice initial bit of damage at the Chaos Storm. They need to back away. Root going in, Doran caught out, knock up there, a beautiful bull channel on the decimating smash. And now they need to get the hell out. Owner living for a little bit extra time. Nice knock up onto Doggo, those he oversteps. It's all eyes on Honkyu. He has to make the difference, but he's caught between 3 members of T1. It looked good for a brief moment, but T1 just outplaying in the fights.
And in the longer skirmish, T1 get the better of CFO. No dare. Despite it, oh, Keria.
Locking up Junja, Driver trying to clear the wave. Owner on the chase, one becomes lightning. Junja forced to flash out. And this is the thing, it's so scary about T1. So many teams would have just backed off after that play. He felt fine to start the Wolves, but T1 is still going for that little bit extra, as now they're set up to take this tier 1 mid.
And CFO actually like that they called the bluff. A lot of teams in the LCK often start when you do. Third in the regular split. That said, CFO definitely not out of it. Regaining control is a little bit tough in this scenario, though. Obviously, these choke points are very dangerous. This Driver.
On a Driver, a bit of free poke. Keria off to the side, really determined to take away that engage option. Keria getting lower and lower. Pop lost him a little bit extra shielding, but Doggo managed to finish it. And all eyes, they've forgotten entirely about the Otacon. They're forced to pull back. Driver traded in the meantime. It's just the 1-for-1 support for a top laner. But now the re-engage. Faker finds his man, and Owner and Guma are there to follow. Doggo now. Doran locked up for a moment. They should be able to finish that one. They need to get the hell out. When becomes lightning, does not connect. T1 can't follow up. To see in the fights where they're so comfortable playing across multiple fronts. Honkyu, though, will break this tower. Doran there to respond and clear the wave. Dragon, the center of attention for both sides. Potential soul point for T1. CFO looking to deny it. Wave pushed in bot side, gonna force a response from Faker. They see him now, gives him a little bit more access to step up.
Doran on a deep flank, but he did get spotted. We see the pings go down. I think I want to try and collapse.
Doran waiting over the wall. Umbral Dash takes him out. But the wave cleared bot side. Just continuing to poke. Doggo with the red buff, pretty crucial. Honkyu continues to walk up. Owner ready to go in. Junja starting the fight all on his lonesome, but here comes Driver. The real Guma caught out. Pop Blossom to try to save the day, but it's too late. CFO winning the fight so far. Honkyu is so damn strong, and he's just taking over the fight. Doggo here as well. T1 thought they had the angle, but Driver and Junja together are doing work.
And the first engage from Junja looks like there's no follow-up. The Xin Zhao obviously going to be really hard to take down. But Doran already poked, and then Driver comes in. Drives right into the backline of T1 as they get blown up. And now T1's the one you think about when you see these Barons, but it's CFO that's going to be taking the first one in this series.
A 25-minute Baron rush in game 1 going to CFO, unprecedented. The question on our minds as we entered this series was, can they weather the storm of the early game? There's still double objectives in the bottom lane, and you can see the start of what felt like an inevitable red tide. T1 on this red side just doing so much work, but CFO fighting back, putting themselves in a good position. Doesn't seem like they want to overcommit to the Otacon. The resist shred still terrifying against a champion like the Annie, but Junja is starting it. Doran waiting in the darkness.
Oh, T1, this is the only thing that's a bit precarious. Otacon obviously insanely strong at shredding teams.
Hexgate looking for the flank. Immediate retreat coming in for CFO. Driver forced to ult early, and all of CFO are on the way out. T1
retaking control, but I don't think that they can do this either, and they know they just want to stall, right? But this is run out this Baron.
Think about CFO being in this position, it makes it easy because T1 don't need to worry about anything else on the map. They don't have a good top wave to play around. No towers are under threat. T1 just keeping them here is taking away all that Baron time.
Kaiwing on the ward. On the ward!
Kaiwing wants to go extra tanky, but not tanky enough. Kaiwing lives for an extra moment. Now the fight's going to kick off. Pantheon comes down from the sky, but he's caught between Faker and Owner, and they make it look effortless. The Aegis Assault can't block an assault from both sides. And in goes Keria! CFO had all the tools, all the advantages, and in a blink of an eye, they just disappear.
T1, a single moment of weakness, Kaiwing goes down. And that they probably could have gotten away already. Uses his sums, and then Keria finds the free-man ultimate. But even if he didn't, at that point, I think the fight's already rough. Plus the fact that Otacon was right there.
And while we're watching the replay, T1 just took 2 towers and Otacon showing their experience.
The TP.
It's a TP from behind. Junja not quite in a great position, might be caught out here. TP and Gravity Field the response, but flash in from Faker. They want to take the mid laner out of the equation. Hongq goes golden for a brief moment. Driver going to try to peel as best he can, but down goes the Victor as Keria grabs the kill. Resurrection coming in for Owner. All they got was the GA on the other front in the fight, and T1 feeling comfortable on the top side.
Could have been worse for CFO, as Hongq does go down, but a GA plus a couple of summoners. Not the worst trade. It's about the aftermath. I think this initial play not too bad, but if they lose Driver as well.
Lock up again, the Scion falling.
Again!
And the play doesn't end when T1 are on the map. You have to back off. You have to give them that respect because they will always take just a little bit more as yet another tier 2 will fall. And it's a situation as Ezreal
did get called out. We see Doran hold off on the damage for a little bit.
Third Drake for the side of T1 now. Rushes getting mid-prio before they lay down their vision. It looks like reset's coming through, so a moment for CFO to try and get something. Ulti in to cancel. Good vision coverage. They just want to delete the support before the fight even starts. Keria running for his life. He's going to burn down. Ignite should just take him out. Prio grabbing that one, but Faker's waiting over the wall. The bear dropped, but not on a crucial target. Hongq and Driver not able to get into the fight, but the TP coming in. Doran going to flash to the side. He has to be the difference maker. Immediate ulti out. Doggo for now uncontested as the Tibbers blocks as much damage as possible. Doran isolated on the side, but he's got the attention of 2, and Owner's looking to take down Doggo.
And Doran might go down, but he did his job, stall. As one of the most dangerous members on CFO didn't get to join the fight. And Keria goes down, but the positioning that CFO put themselves in didn't do them any favors. The damage from Faker was enough, and now Baron started up here for T1.
They got Keria, they got Doran, but it doesn't look like it's enough. Kuma, Owner, Faker still standing strong. Quick stun onto Driver. Gravity Field will lock up Faker for a brief moment. Decimating Smash doesn't connect. Objective going to be soloed out by Owner, and a quick retreat as they manage to grab the Baron, and now CFO need to get the hell out. Unstoppable is the Scion, but Hongq is going to be in trouble. Has to flash away as the sun flies through the air. Faker layering the skills beautifully. Tibbers laid down, and down goes Hongq.
T1, that might just be it. They're going to be able to get Driver as well. They have the Baron buff.
Keria respawning. Able to find the CC. Driver zoned off. Recalls in the mid lane from Faker. He can TP right back if he needs to. Ulti down mid to try and clear, but in the blink of an eye, no opportunity to scale, no soul in this game. T1 poised to end it here. A brief glimmer of CFO hope, but that's all we got to see. Otherwise, total control from T1, even despite a few fights.
He's just unrelenting, Dracos, it's mean!
He just wants, he's never gonna get the chance to recall. And now Doran's here to finish the job! His ulti's back up! His ulti's back up! Go, Driver! Doran's just gonna keep chasing. I don't think he can finish channeling a recall. He can't! He just wants to go home, and T1 won't let it happen. It's body bag or no back.
The gates!
He's gonna do it!
Wait, but now he's back on vision.
But it doesn't matter because the game is ending! Down comes the Pantheon. Junja involved in the fight, trying to isolate off to the side. Doggo still living, but it does not matter. T1 may have faltered, but they will not drop a game. They find the victory in game 1.
But don't like this matchup quite as much into the K'Sante specifically. We've seen a lot of K'Sante picked into Jax.
Yep.
You are going to give up a lot of lane prio with this. I think the big benefit of the Jax, though, harder to dive.
Doggo and Kaiwing playing with the expectations of T1 there. Had expected a recall to set the trap in the bush as Junja walks into Faker. Hongq now looking for the setup, trying to find a bit more damage. Flash forward, Faker flashing out at first blood! Faker caught right as he goes to place the ward. What a nice little timing.
So
coming
crisp.
in from Junja.
From Junja.
Doggo, dash over the wall, face first to Doran. Doran running it down, he goes!
From CFO for what feels like the second game in a row. But it was the objective fights where we really started to see...
Faker caught out, Q flash from Junja, instant bubble! 8 minutes in, they've already claimed the feat of warfare.
Drake now being started here by T1. Looks like the trade is going to be Drake for T1. But a kill going to CFO, and those grubs are also on the way. As Doran, again, kind of mosquitoing around. But looks like for now we'll be able to stall. Faker obviously has Realm Warp available. We'll see if they actually want to commit to this, if the wave is cleared. Doran standing guard. Loves his objectives, as we all know.
Very true. seeing if maybe he can sneak a kill if they get over eager. Owner level 6 here on the bottom side. Quick heal coming out. Faker on the way in. Good tidal wave to start, but Doggo doesn't really have any mana. Nice ulti coming in from Guma to reset the tower aggro. Doggo living for an extra second. Decent damage, and Owner now forced to flash away, but they got what they came for. Hongq here trying to extend the fight. Hoping to find the punish. Excellent handshake. Catches him in stealth. Perfect from Carrier. Caught off onto the side. Wants a bit more damage. Junja. Again, they're keeping the play going. The extra movement speed coming in from Kaiwing. They don't have the tidal wave, but they might not need it. Hongq on the chase. Carrier ready with the handshake to try and disengage. Faker looks like he will just be sacrificed here. Bubble to follow. Junja going to be donated the kill. Hongq taking it in the end with the pullback. This tournament, though, so far is just chipping away at these cooldowns before a major fight. Drake going to be picked up by Junja. Hongq sticking around in mid lane, knowing that that ulti was used in the previous fight. It's just 5 seconds away. But Owner already getting chunked out, and CFO running the Rift right now. 2,000 gold in the lead at 14 minutes.
Drake taken as well. And unlike in the previous game, the team fight, I think, for T1, not a given. The last time around, they were very firmly in control, but that mid lane turret falling early as...
Owner caught out for a moment. Hongq! The burst damage is there, but Faker now wants to take down Kaiwing, but he might be the one who's in trouble. Flash forward, gets a little bit extra movement speed, but the phase rush isn't there, and Hongq grabs another T1. Try to get something back, but it just doesn't work.
Flashing for that kill, just trying to desperately get anything. Meanwhile, Junja is just wrecking a turret. He's breaking the vault.
And credit to CFO again. Top lane changed, but top lane isn't where the action is happening, although, as I say that, Carrier getting things kicked off. Q3 ready to go for rest. It doesn't look like he's going to have an easy way out of this. Was hoping to find the ulti, and he will at least be able to take Doran over the wall. Nice healing coming in. Omnivamp on the ulti, but he gets away from the Pathmaker. That's the crucial skill. Rest back and can't cancel it early. Q3 taking some time. Doran in trouble, but manages to get the shutdown. Hongq on the way. Doggo chasing as well. That's the calling. Guma in trouble. Knockdown there. Doggo! The electrocute Brock finishing. Set up on Herald, and unfortunately, T1 are just disastrously far behind. So now we look at scaling. We look at what does it look like as we go later into the game, and the answer is you have a Jax, you have a Ryze and a Wukong. They're powerful tools, but CFO aren't going to give you an inch. Coling coming through, clean combo again. Junja grabs the kill, and again, they're just making these side lane picks look so effortless.
Now top lane's going to fall as well. Might even be an inner here at 17 minutes. And if you think that there's not enough damage yet on CFO in about 2 minutes, Infernal Drake is spawning as
ulti across the top. Hoping to find the jungle. Doggo doing decent damage, but has the cleanse, and in goes Hongq! Multiple members locked up. It's only the clone Owner managing to make it out. Guma has an extra lease on life, but it's not enough to bail out.
Doran? I don't think he can do...
But it's so hard when the enemy top laner is playing K'Sante. When he can just dodge so much of the CC, but they're determined to try again. Recall going in from Faker. Q3 ready to go. Quick flash out from Rest. Manages to find the initial knockback. Pull back on the Wukong clone, but it doesn't matter. It's still the escape. Junja on the way in. Realm Warp. They need to get the hell out. Ballbreaker manages to catch him. Oh! In the midst of it, it's Junja. Hongq to follow. Absolute destruction for CFO. I heard a nice, respectable nice is Doggo still just going.
Carrier flashed.
Double TP and T1 are trying to fight their way through this deficit, and it's not working out. Doggo already on the way out. Blastcone on the way in. Kaiwing supporting from the backside with a bit more damage. Faker untouched, but it does not matter because it's Doran set to fall. Easy pickup for Doggo. Kaiwing still chasing. Q over the wall from Junja. Ballbreaker to kick things off. The bubble hits! Kaiwing! Giving the kill over to Hongq. Faker running, CFO unrelenting in their pressure as the double kill comes through the twofold hex. Rest chasing, Owner falling, CFO running the Rift.
That's going to be the inner falling. Nothing that T1 can do. And you can see the desperation, some of these flashes, some of these hard-forced plays. They're just not working out. The only solace for T1 is that they got a dragon and a grub. That's it. No Drakes, or sorry, no turrets rather. I don't think Otacon is going to be on the menu either.
Carrier, cheeky ult. Not going to do too much here. Otacon will fall as well. So now massive advantage in terms of...
this one, Dracos.
All I'll say is as long as the Krug Lord is in the game, you never know.
He's a 200 gold lead. His team is 11K.
And it's the only lead they have now. It's the only lead they have.
I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I don't see it.
No, yeah. At this point, that glass is a shot glass.
All right.
There's not a lot
Owners
in there.
on a deep flank. They don't have a TP ward. I do think they need to get
Going to chunk out Carrier. Massive chunks. The TP now goes in. It's Doran in the backside of the pit. They're starting to retreat. Doran with the stun. Will back out.
Oh, love to see it. Look for the turn.
TP down, taking their time. Discipline, the name of the game here. Faker finds a quick lockup. Owner immediately goes in, but it's Decisive coming over with the tidal wave as Hongq goes golden. He's ready now to fire back. T1, one last desperate gambit, and Faker's the only man standing as Doran 2 will fall. CFO on the victory march to tie the series.
And the gambit, unsuccessful. CFO, they're not going to flip that Baron. Might take it now. Get the shove out, maybe get a top lane inhibitor for your troubles. Don't have to look for the end. There's no need. Get this objective, get your free Baron, turn it into a soul point, start knocking down these other inhibitors, and despite an attempt from Faker, the flash, the turn, the stopwatch is there, and we see the immediate ult from Kaiwing as well to keep his team safe.
And the hits keep coming for T1 as our stats team is a little ruthless. This is the worst T1 gold deficit at 20 at an international.
They need to get out as well. That's the bigger issue.
Getting out is the hard part. Junja ready to go over the wall. They see objective bounty has been claimed, and now they're chasing.
Running.
T1 well grouped. Realm Warp not quite available, but they will be able to walk away, getting something back. A brief glimmer of hope.
All right, 2.5 minutes on the Rebel Baron power play for CFO. It's getting these inhibitors, truly denying T1 access, and looking at the item finishes, we are now at 4 items for Doggo to 2 for Guma. Faker still doesn't have any utility, just has a little bit of beefiness of the 2 tanky items, but they need damage. They need to be able to actually kill someone as Hongq.
Big damage. T1 walk forward, immediate Q3 to pull back. Coming in from rest. Hongq off to the side. Quick use. The Seekers to keep Doran standing, but it looks like he'll fall as well. Doggo completely untouched. The base wide open. T1 pulling back. CFO, they've got the wallet diff, 15K in their favor. T1, there's no way they can hold this. Confidence. An incredible pace of game from CFO in game 2. One final stand for T1. Handshake connects. CFO gonna need just a few more seconds. The Nexus in their sights. CFO in a dominant game 2, tie the series.
And after...
Have a conversation about American slang after this.
Oh, it's Brom.
That's Brom. Okay.
Brom's good. Brom's good.
You gotta cool the draft off a little bit. Brom locked in. Certainly good with the amount of melee champions. Certainly good to stop.
Can do quickly with the auto resets on the Trundle. Still level 1.
No one here to cover. Carrier and Guma have to survive this. This would be disastrous. Junja starting to walk forward. Lays down a little bit of damage initially. Nice flash backwards as Guma's been taken out the dive. Flawless thus far. Kaiwing about to fall. Carrier tries to trade back. It will be a 2-for-1 in the favor of CFO. But no one's here to grab this CS. It's an absolute disaster for T1.
And this was face up. They saw the Caitlyn. We're like, we can get away with the Senna. As it turns out, very much not the case. As the double comes through for Doggo, and we saw how he played with a lead in game number 1. And to add insult to injury, Doran is just trying his best. The bot lane is rotating up. They might look for a counter dive, but reinforcements are on the way for Driver.
A little bit lower. Already burned his W. Should be a quick fall. Level up there. Owner, the Living Shadow.
Can do. Their lanes are pushed in. Owner is just trying to farm up a storm. But as far as T1 blueprints go, it doesn't often look like this. Owner on a carry, not really from a individual player perspective, but just with T1. Again, the fact that this core man unit of Owner, Faker, Guma, Carrier playing together effectively since 2021. Like then we have a different top laner, obviously. Say is coming in through Doran now as a Driver.
The casks, the rest
casks,
of the
previous game always dashes in were obviously very, very good. Oh, the cancel.
Decent damage onto Guma. Lantern about to expire. Control ward laid down. Flash out from Guma. Nice bit of tech there, just putting that control ward down to make it impossible. Junja contesting here a bit in mid lane. And I think it's important to remember that CFO have been, hold that thought as Driver. Taking some risk there, but we'll be able to walk away. Extra sustain from the Cattles, making it go, but Doran! Driver just barely fast enough on the flash out to survive.
He has an item. That's a kill. And T1 maybe want to turn this into more. Don't find Or doesn't find red of the ult.
Relatively low. Getting lower and lower. Now going in onto Junja. The Zed going over the wall. Junja trying to heal up as much as he can. Death mark there. Galio on the way in, but Junja might just be in trouble. He's getting chased down now by 2 members in the meantime. Gumayushi has to hold on because Honkyu is in the midst of 3, keeping the fight going, and it's Faker who's now in trouble trying to run away as the Galio. So far, the single kill. Keria taken down. Faker forced to flash out. Honkyu on the chase.
They're caught. Swain, ultimate time's out though. Health bars are low.
Honkyu's pretty damn powerful. Healthy as well. Nice sidestep from Doran on multiple abilities. Wants to turn things back with his ultimate. Owner going in. Content for the weak, doing some damage. Not actually able to get the passive off, and it's all Doran really. Sole point for them. And if they can hold on to this control before those power points come through for T1, it's
Chemtech, Gragas, and Swain.
And Trundle. Yep.
But for CFO, as long as you deny Owner access to the backline, that fight should look disgusting as Honkyu. No mana.
But he's out of mana. Doran making the fast play, hiding in the brush, waiting to collapse. Honkyu now in trouble with the extra healing coming through. Might buy him an extra second. Doran trying to get fancy, but he misses! Honkyu! The laughter from the audience. Doran, a massive misstep.
And that too is Doran as he goes in on the play, hits a few more snips.
Uma in trouble, but he will be able to walk away. The tower falling as well. And you're right, you don't love Doran.
And unless they're able to like take out Doggo immediately or somehow find a way to do it.
He's going again.
Is this a replay?
Another ulti.
Round 2.
He managed to connect this time. Owner is here. Honkyu doesn't have ulti.
Oh, he is dead.
The entire team collapsing. Honkyu wants to try and clear the way, but Owner's on the way, and he should just fall here. Grass back is good. Senna ulti from across the map is a little bit of extra damage, but now it's the Herald being driven in bottom lane. They managed to find the kill. Honkyu down, but Faker needs to back away. The counterpunch from CFO is good, but a nice pick for T1.
Well, yeah, they get the kill, but at what cost? You're losing soul point.
Faker
will be fine, but the bot lane turret most certainly won't be, as the outer has already fallen. Inner imminent here as well. Free grubs for CFO as Doran.
Driver on the way up, knows that ulti isn't available, taking his sweet time. Body slams are hitting. Cooldown's gonna be incredibly low. Doran dashes over the wall, the quick flash to follow. Body slam and the kill, that cask. Heal exhaust for Kaiwing.
Towards a breaking point. Out of T1, finally gonna get
Doggo.
a teamfight wins. Doggo!
The hook lands, they bait the trap! It's well executed, but Doggo's still standing and he does so much work. Extra damage coming in, he now needs to retreat. He needs to get the hell out because it's double TPs. T1 smell blood in the water. T1 see an angle, they're desperate to take it. A solid retreat from the side of CFO. Doggo. Oh, overconfident, over-eager. Keria. Well played.
I think they're gonna have to pull. They need to get something out of this, right? T1 are gonna try and turn this into maybe an Otacon fake out. Looking for a turn is my guess. Faker has his ultimate available. CFO, they're ready.
Doggo's not here. He's most of the gold lead when he's not in the area. It's so damn close. Driver already caught by the hook. Box going down. Faker on the way, and they manage to catch the Gragas. Driver now set to fall, but Honkyu still standing. A hook connecting on the Swain. They can't kill him. Keep going forward, but they can't finish the job. Honkyu standing. He needs to retreat, but he needs to keep the ult going, so he's going to flash forward. Honkyu full committing. He gives his life. Doggo is here, just in time. The final moments of Honkyu's life given to get the AD carry into the fight, and now they have to be careful, Owner. You need to make this deal happen.
He has vision.
Going over the wall. Just a bit of poke. Owner knows if he overcommits, he won't be able to steal the objective. 50-50, the coin flip, and CFO bet on themselves. Lantern laid down. Owner does not want to take the risk. It's
I can stay safe. Does have his flash available, but T1 still no access on the river.
Celestial opposition popped, though, by the Vision of Empire from Honkyu. That's going to mean Carry is much squishier. Doran poking, prodding, looking over the wall. Soul on the line. For T1, it's just the first Drake, but for CFO, could be the backbreaker. Owner ready.
Doran's 2 levels down.
No flash for the Zed, though. Trap connects. Doggo can't quite get into range. Faker off to the side. Faker with the flank. Is it going enough? Ulti's now coming out instantly into the back line. Looking for a bit of follow-up. Owner still standing for a repo, but he gets hit by the trap! And down he goes! The double kill! Domination! In game 3 from CFO, it's Doggo's time to shine. The Penta is there. Doggo, in the face of the reigning world champions, stands tall.
And CFO, look at that fight. And say, is that all you got? All they got is the Gragas. Nothing else. Soul. To see goaded into another fight, but obviously CFO happy to take that.
T1 again, feel like they have to contest. 10K, they managed to find the hook. Carry a cut out before the fight even starts. Owner has to be the difference maker. They need a steal. Baker moving in, taunt multiple, but again, Doggo is untouched. The back line untouched, and the front line is too damn tanky. Another ulti.
They
Owner
can't cut
flashing.
for the beefcakes. There's too many.
And T1, they keep trying, they keep hoping that they can outplay, that they can out-execute, but CFO are ready every single time. Unfazed by the pace of game the T1 are looking to play. Happy now to take the Baron.
And it was the expectation that it was KazaLoLL that was going to be struggling when it comes to the support champion pool. But instead, this fresh, dead in the water, first Denami.
Making it that much harder as Guma has to be careful about walking forward. Driver throws down the bomba, finds the connection to the wall, but not quite the right angle to knock him back as the siege begins. This is exactly where you did not want to be as T1, facing down a Baron-empowered Caitlyn with this kind of front line. Owner praying for an angle into the back line. A single moment where CFO forget or make a misstep. We saw them in game 1, but it's starting to feel more and more impossible.
Really does. 6K gold lead. The hooks not quite finding the mark. Guma still not getting close to the stack, but maybe 80 is where we can start seeing him have a little bit of an impact in the fight. A third item, but
Dorn splitting.
it's
Wants
something.
to get something back.
Got the bounty.
Forces the response.
Will
the
make
base.
his way out.
Yeah, broken open now. Dorn finds a way to escape. One inhibitor down, bot lane likely to fall as well.
And it goes back to what we were talking about in game number 2. As long as CFO don't give an objective flip to T1, T1 is just going to be confined to their base. CFO run the map as carrier. That's the flash.
Forced out.
They might look for the end here, Dracos.
Doggo still standing. He's the one that matters, but don't get me wrong. HongQ powerful as well. Doggo isolated for a moment. Faker tries to find the angle, but they backstep perfectly. HongQ ready to deny any potential engage. Lockup is already there on the Owner. He's not able to get anything done. Ready to go in. Finds Doggo. Finds the death mark. Shield across the top. Doggo still standing. The death mark. Not enough. And in the back line of the base, it's HongQ continuing to run rampant. Doran doing everything he can. A few snips, but not nearly enough to cut down CFO. Domination again in back-to-back games as CFO move on to match points.
And 2 games.
But instead it's the Casio. I think almost universally considered one of the hardest champions to play in the game, League of Legends. Your actions have to be perfect. Every click has to be flawless. HongQ really betting on himself, and it is a solid matchup. Silas.
Early to mid part of spring for CFO. They're chilling, right? Even if
Baker
gets on top of you, HongQ.
Sidestep, good flash out. Baker in trouble, ticking, but he won't fall yet. Owner, EQ flash, keeping it going. Baker standing on the edge, hoping to be HongQ back, and it's first blood for T1.
My guess he's playing for the kill, knowing that actually getting out is going to be tough.
Topside now.
Trying to make a sideline impact. Rest.
Stunned there. Dorn starting to burn Rest down. Rest living for an extra second. Flash out, T1. Taking away the Raptors.
Ooh, he uses his cooldowns. Should be fine though.
Punish.
Hard for him to actually get the hook.
Carrier not ready this time around. Ignite already ticking. Damage coming through. Carrier forced to flash out. CFO trying to make the fast play. Had the opportunity for a recall, but instead opting to stick around.
And Guma not running the lethal tempo.
Hook connecting. Damage there. Cooldowns there, forcing flash and barrier.
What a win there for the bot lane of CFO again. This time in the 2v2, KazaLoLL almost leisurely throws out the hook, finds Guma.
Arrow. Doggo has to be careful though. He has cleanse. He doesn't have barrier. HongQ solid trade, but Baker managed to sidestep all the poison, so the extra damage not coming in. And HongQ just continues to trade aggressively. Owner on the way forward. Rinse and repeat on this gank. Sidestep from HongQ has to be good, and he just doesn't have the movement speed. Owner moving up. They don't quite finish it though. Can't afford to go into the tower. And HongQ firing back. Gets the kill. Baker goes in and makes it a 1-for-1. But T1 again over. Next flash over the wall.
They need someone else. Are there reinforcements?
Next flash in, wall, trying to make sure that he can't get out. A quick burn down, and down goes Rest. Instantaneous dive. CFO now forced to respond with Faker on the way. Waiting over the wall, waiting for them to pull the trigger. Is Jun just going to find Faker? Faker forced to trade, has a Skarner ultimate of his own. Ulties might just get traded out, but Kailing now here to follow. Faker caught out, has an ult, steals away the Impale, manages to catch 3, but there's no follow-up there, and down goes Faker. Splash, as well as the heal for Carry, a little bit extra movement speed.
Ginger, I think, going to be looking to steal at least one grab. Owner finds one. Does T1 actually want to possibly flip the game here? Carry doesn't have his ultimate yet, so turning this into a numbers advantage, not going to be easy. There's also Jhin, right? Always have to be careful. He can join fights a lot faster than you might initially think due to the range on ultimate. Doran does FTP. Oh. CFO, are you going to contest this?
1K, they just want 2 grubs. They'll be happy to get it and walk away. CFO ready to force the fight.
Got it.
Junja taking one back. Now they're set to grab 2 grubs. T1 willing to risk the flip. Arrow. Okay. We all know the play we're thinking of. The Ambessa.
Look at Owner's ult.
Will get first move.
Can they get the top laners into this fight as well? There's Doran, deep TP.
Flash ult available for Honkyu. The Cassio, the potential to turn. Initial hook. Lockdown onto Carrier, trying to start the fight, but Owner immediately starts as well. Ulti over the wall from Doran. It's Doran showing up in the clutch. In the moment, finding the angle as finally the curtain call comes out, but the curtains have already closed on CFO in this fight.
And it's the arrival of Rumble. The CFO's backline gets toasted. So many of the early fights over the last couple of games going their way. This one not the case. Attempted collapse onto Carrier. T1, the response this time ready. And that's going to be the Drake, not end of the world. CFO in this game are always going to be feeling comfortable once you hit the items on both Rest and on Q. But the mid game is where we saw both domestically.
Shout out.
It's Junja. Maybe an angle on Doran.
Ready to go, immediate ulti, the combo now coming through, trying to burn through Orner before he can get the ulti down. He just barely manages to get it off, but it's not where he needs it. CFO, quick shutdown, finding an angle now. Faker, who might be in trouble. Ulti going across, but Owner is here to respond, and they're looking to turn it back. A good ulti coming in from Honkyu, but he gets cut down where he stands.
The T1 gonna be happy with that trade. Unless Carrier also goes down, because yes, Doran dies. Oh, Carrier!
Let's repeat, nice dash out to a minion. Ulti, but only hits a creep. Trying to zone them away from the tower. Junja's tanking. And Faker, in the meantime, breaks down that top lane. Tier 1, it's almost 4,000 gold in the lead for T1.
Guma?
Doggo ulting, but Guma's just going to walk it in the E, the sidestep. Q connecting as well.
Doran needs the base first. Will TP now.
Ulti from Honkyu. Big to watch. The ulti from Carrier, arguably even more important. T1 immediately go in, knowing they have the man advantage for a brief moment in time. They're going to get the dragon, and now they're going to fall. But Honkyu over the wall. It's a perfect ulti, but I don't think he has the damage quite yet. Trying to burn through Guma, but the exhaust is perfectly placed, and T1 obliterates CFO.
But CFO, they're a little early with Rest. He arrives in time, but T1 still get the numbers advantage thanks to the ult from Carrier. Now Doggo, not long for this world.
Rest trying to get something back, hoping to find these shutdowns. Carrier takes him out of range of his own tower. Doran living.
Doran donates his life, but T1 still gonna be happy. That's a 6-point, or actually with the turret side with TP available.
Otacon, name of the game here. Rest really can't afford to walk in. The objectives are getting shredded. Honkyu trying to make good into the side lane, ready to backstep a Faker, tries to turn and he manages to get it. Faker still stepping up, goes through. Honkyu to turn it back, Faker!
Just got gapped. Maybe he can back and then make his
Doggo's
way
now free
over.
firing. Ulti into the midst of the entire team, and now trying to turn. Rest into the midst of it. It's an entire flip, and who's gonna grab it in the end? Are you kidding me? The objective bounty claim T1! It is the GOAT who throws it away, who goes in when he does not need to.
Guma looking for an extra kill, will not find it. And Faker, as you highlight, doesn't need to go in there. Make sure that the Cassio can't join the fight, that he's a level up, thinks he can make it work, but mid-chains gets ulted, and then Honkyu reads him like a book. Turns it around, and here Carrier not able to actually get Junja the flash from the Skarner to ensure the play works out. The Jhin laying down supportive fire, and the Smite of Skarner being the difference maker there.
And the choice for Owner was let his AD carry die or be in range to flip the objective. He chose to save Guma, but at the cost of losing this Otacon, that's still a 5K gold lead. T1 still far ahead, but so many flowers in the favor of CFO mean that gold lead isn't quite as big as it looks. And it's a kind of misstep they can't afford to make again. The Casio is only continuing to get stronger and stronger.
Same for Skarner, same for Mbessa. Rest only an item away. I think that 3-item breakpoint, particularly if you're able to get like something like a death stance, basically impossible to take you down in fights, especially if they can get their hands on maybe a Chemtech Dragon. On cue, that play towards the top side might end up being the turning point, might end up being what allows CFO to not let this go to a game 5. This Dragon about to be up. Guma doesn't have Barrier, but does have his flash available. Summoners mostly available across the board. Not quite there yet for Junja. And same, I think, for Honkyu, but his should be available if they can stall for just a little bit.
CFO making sure they keep vision in the area. 14 seconds to that crucial objective. T1 approaching soul point, armor penetration there for Guma.
A lot of damage here on the poke.
CFO desperately trying to find a way back in, hoping for another good fight as well.
That's the Seekers. So even if Owner finds an ult, that might not be enough.
T1 denying as much as they can, taking as much space as they can. Scuttlecrab down does give CFO relative comfort to step up. Doran taking the Mega Blast Cone. A little bit of poke going over the wall. 8K. Doggo gets to open the fight with the curtain call. Carrier fishing, and he manages to find the ult. CFO hesitating for a moment. Junja wants to flip it. Ready to risk the 50-50. Carrier trying to zone him away. 3K. Good diligence coming in. And they're going in for it. They manage to find the ulti bio. Faker is taking a Skarner ulti of his own, and it's Rest off on the side lane. Honkyu living for a moment, but Owner wants to make the difference. Casio goes golden. Rest in the back line. Mbessa. Junja. They got making it happen. T1 taken down in the pit.
T1 gets obliterated by CFO. They get the Dragon.
Back in.
Faker whiffs the ult. It's the miasma plus the ultimate from Honkyu. He baits in Owner, keeps out or stuns Doran. And
but they are on match point, and it's T1.
Do the math on how old Honkyu was back then. It's insane.
I thought he was 5. I did the math. Kai Wing caught out though. Guma looking for a quick punish. T1, a nice pick. Whatever story we want to tell, it's not done yet.
Certainly isn't Dracos. These fights have been back and forth, and for T1. But if it was a Hextech, if it's an Inferno, even a Mountain, I think the value would be without question. Now I'm not too sure if the Impale.
Initial start, Honkyu off to the side. Keep your eyes on him. Equalizer cross trying to zone Honkyu off. It's a good initial start. Owner in trouble though. And the knockback from Carrier is big. Rest of them, it's the entire T1 lineup, and he lives for an extra moment. The curtains are called, and T1 are retreating. Backing away, diligent, body blocking for the low health teammates.
Oh, double TP used for CFO. Single TP for Faker. Honkyu actually Drake if CFO do get it, so I wouldn't be surprised to see T1 play fully for the fight, not necessarily to actually get this objective. Faker sitting on an Impale right now, but is spotted by Rest. Rest, by the way, was looking for that flank. If he can get on top of Guma again.
2.7, getting lower. Objective taken. T1 know that they don't have to overcommit for it. It's Faker on the side. Faker finding Rest. It's a big start to the fight. Junja realizes this is not the angle they can go for. Pick to start, but Doran wants more. T1 hungry for the chase.
Burn.
Rapid retreat from CFO, but T1 still chasing.
There's no turret. Faker's going to keep on chasing.
Big massive. This might just be. Flash forward. Ulti Doggo flashing out. Faker looking for the angle, stealing away the Nautilus ulti. Will lock up Doggo, but they don't quite have the follow-up. It's going to be Kai Wing to drop. They will take him down. Good kills to the side of T1. They don't get the Drake, but they put the gold back in their favor.
They can't push though, with Honkyu still alive. Same for the Jin.
But again, it's the slimmest of margins. The flash now gone for Doggo in the next fight. Yes, he has cleanse, but it's not going to do anything against the Flag and Drag. It's not going to do anything against the ultimate of the Jarvan.
It's Faker that finds the pick. 45 seconds on the Baron.
Junja looking for Faker. Goes golden, but Honkyu lays down the miasma, and Faker's got nowhere left to go. Tries to turn it back, stealing away an ulti, stunned up. T1! Are they going to keep going? It's cost them so many times. Is this the right fight? They have to be asking themselves, but they don't even hesitate. They go in, they find their man. T1 keep going, they will not relent.
Just be careful, Rest is on his way. Level 17, Mbessa. A threat indeed. Faker goes down, but the timers are...
Junja not having flash makes it pretty easy to knock him out of the pit. You highlighted it before. A vulnerable target for the Poppy. Ultimate as Junja starts to go in onto Guma. Smite. The ulti completely whiffs. And T1 see that as their sign to kick the fight off. Guma Yushi's ultimate managing to land. But it's Rest into the backside. Guma immediately. The exhaust coming in from Carrier. It's clutch. But the rest of the fight falling apart for the side of T1. Doran has to make the difference. Doran has to burn them down. But it's Carrier! He finds the angle to send them packing. Honkyu's still going. An ulti, knocked back into the wall. The Cassio's still going. Doran trying to burn him, trying to take him out. It's Guma to follow. Going golden. An extra moment, but Honky drops T1. Willing to trade blood for silver, giving everything they have to go to game 5. Rest running.
So this is flash. T1 know that they can't really do the objective and good conscious about their jungler. So they want an exit kill. Not going to be given one though. As Rest needs to be respected. The mobility.
The flank near the Wolves.
I think T1 are going to play for the fight again. Oh, that's 6K. A deep flank.
Ulti across the team. Honky waiting over the wall. 2K willing to flip it, and they manage to get the chem deck. Drake 3-3 across the board, Faker. But T1 now wants the fight. Rest off to the side. Faker trying to find the lockup. Doggo for now completely untouched. Ulti stolen away, but he manages to sidestep. Rest still going, doing everything that he possibly can, but it's already down for Junja. Faker finding the kill, going in onto Doggo. He gets another 3 down for CFO at TP mid. They need this to be the final fight. They need to execute CFO here. They need to take it to game 5. Honky falling, desperate to turn it back, but look at his damage on the way in. The interrupt on the flag and drag. Honky gets an extra second. Carrier knocked up. Honky still just raining down damage. Only 18. The flag and drag coming up. He goes down. Guma out of nowhere finishes the kill.
And we are going to game number 5, Dracos. The CFO, despite their most valiant efforts, can't actually take down T1 in the 4th game. They're gonna have side selection.
It's time for Silver Scrapes. T1, hold on.
Gonna go back as the carrier Kench comes through. Colloquially and domestically known as the Engage Kench, which, given how today's series has played out, should come as no surprise. So the reasons why we see the Zyra sub 3-minute clear.
On cue, 2, 3 autos, waiting for the 4th to get the reset. Faker chunked out, does still have his TP, but on cue, trying to keep him here, trying to jail him here. Junja on the way. Plant, just a bit of damage. This is where it gets hard. Honky ready to rocket jump over the wall if he has to.
I don't think you get back there.
Faker losing so much. Because he had the TP, the health trade might not have mattered, but because they pushed this wave in, CFO able to grab that first play, only further establish that gold advantage for Honky. And if he gets this wave in, likely to get the free reset as well.
Textbook place to come through. As Rest.
Dash out, but on the edge of death there. Rise, Carrier does have access to the Abyssal Voyage, moving in.
It's going to reset.
Oh, devastating for the side of CFO. Just able to grab that aggro.
On the way.
Now here comes Carrier. But Honky's on the way here too.
He has smites.
Carrier in the midst of the team. Carrier with a smite ready to go. And then the end of the day, it's a different support. It's Skywing. Supports across the board. Skywing escaping. Guma flashes. Carrier only level 5. Can't save the day, but they're looking for a little bit more. Honky goes right in and is going to try to take down Owner. It's a solid ult to kick things off. Owner going to fall. Goes over the wall. Satchel charge. Just barely lives. And they managed to get all the grubs. Excuse me, no, the last one taken away. I thought the Jinx got it, but
it was close, but not quite. It's Rest not able to join. Obviously also still sitting on the Ignite, but even with TP, wouldn't have mattered. Doran is keeping him locked in lane.
The gold close. T1 slightly ahead. Krugs spots them with the sweeper. Kaiwin goes in, doesn't find his target, and now they're forced to back away. Honky.
Faker!
Push back. Flashes out of safety. Faker now on the chase. Flash of his own. One more auto. We'll seal the deal. One more auto, and he gets it! And you're starting to see the cracks in the armor. CFO.
Guma?
So many explosive early games as Guma. Calls out Junja. Good initial route. Ulti to follow. So much damage now onto the Jinx. Junja can't quite follow it up at a big chunk. Carry immediately sprinting up to the top side, knowing he needs to be there to defend his AD carry. Ghost burned. Flash now up for Guma.
I don't think he can. Reinforcements are on the way though, and
Junja has to be careful.
Might be trying to play a little greedy here as Carrier.
Ulti, flash over the wall coming in from Junja, sees the Tom Kench, but in comes the Rakan just in time. Guma playing on the edge, however. Devour there to keep Owner standing. Doggo wants to finish that kill, but they can't get anything. And the wave now deleted. They're likely to tank this. Knockup coming in from the Tom Kench. Doggo still going forward. Ulti coming from Jinx. Doggo finds the first kill. Honky ready to go over the wall. Feathers fly. Doggo wants to stay safe.
Carria's still stuck. There's no TPs available. No one can help him.
Faker uncontested mid lane. Missile dive coming out. Doggo has to be careful though. Carrier does a lot of damage. The Q healing as well going to be clutch, but a few plates to the side of CFO. Unfortunately, Faker still pushing in the mid lane.
And what they will deny, a lot of resources from Guma, still feels like a trade as opposed to just a win for CFO. I think they're still going to be happy about it.
Battle Kench.
Unless on Q should
Faker hungry for blood on that top side. Didn't hesitate to go on in the last game. Won't hesitate to do it again here.
Ulting for tempo is Rest.
Rest looking for the angle, but it's just not enough. Down he goes. The feat of warfare, the rocket. Not going to connect. T1 starting to run away with it. CFO.
Carrier has exhaust available.
Looking for the return play. Well highlighted. Lock it too. I don't think there's a dive angle here, but CFO are desperate to find something. Junja's damage is okay, but
he does have the Leandries. I feel like they're pressed into this. On the other end of the map, Owner's taking Dragon. Doran is just pushing. They gotta try.
CFO, they need this to work. Taking their time. Junja, good lockup. Ulti going down. Carrier staying next to Faker. Faker not gonna get caught though.
They can't.
They get nothing.
They lose the first turret. Reinforcements arrive. And CFO see T1 take a great trade now.
Stone Cold unfazed. CFO still pushing. Carrier ready to go. Doggo walking forward, and Carrier is there. He sees the play coming. Doggo goes up, comes right back down. Feathers fold back. They can't quite finish Carrier. Doggo exhausted, and down he goes. Carrier still standing. His Doran is there right in time. It's a TP in, but it's too damn late. Honky wants something back, but Owner will not let him have it. T1. An incredible fight, and it's starting to feel like there's nothing left in Game 5 for CFO.
And as the arena erupts, the pressure is relentless. Topside turret falls.
Hard to replicate that on Tom Kench, but he was exactly where he needed to be. The exhaust,
it's the engage Kench, man.
Perfectly timed to keep Faker standing.
Oh, CFO though, they're not going to give up.
Certainly aren't. Lock up there. Ulti going in onto Faker. Faker likely to get taken down.
That's
Junja will live.
one!
Big shutdown, but in the meantime, the rest of the map falling apart. Rest in trouble as Owner goes 1v1 versus the Ornn. And Doran still just keeps pushing these waves forward. Rest using the unsealed heal. Trying to do what he can, but there's two towers being assaulted. CFO, they're finding 1 or 2 kills back, but look at the difference in gold. 5,000 in the favor of T1. They can play team deathmatch all they want, but T1 are playing the entire map.
And yes, we see the bounty. It's going to be picked up here by Hongkyu, most likely with the E. Although, oh, he might be paying because Junja's looking to get ahead of the play, looking to get ahead of the punish. Maybe just trying to execute, but I don't know if that's going to happen with the Jays. Same for Hongkyu, but he's stuck, Dracos.
That he is. Junja also caught out.
Not
he gets
like
taken down.
He gets the execute.
The execute crucial.
Hongkyu
They're trying to donate the kill. They give it to Faker. And that is not what you want to see. You do not want to see 3 members of T1 standing in front of you while you have a blinking red health bar waiting for the appropriate carry to come get the gold. It feels like the writing is on the wall.
And in theory, right, if Rest can get to level 13, 14, start giving out these ornaments. If Doggo can be set up by the rest of his team, you have double AD carry as well. Your mid to late game team fights are absolutely disgustingly strong. But T1, they're just not going to let you get, and let's be real, it's not like their team fight is bad.
He out from Rest, CC there, Kaiwing trying to make the difference. Ulti going in, the Forge got called, but Junja already exhausted once again. The carries just cannot get their damage down. CFO still stepping forward, uncertain if they can keep this fight going.
The exit here, Dracos.
T1 playing for the kills, 2.3K. Where's the objective going to go? 1,600, Dragon getting lower. Ornn called, Owner trying to retreat, Hongkyu into the back line, the rest of CFO a little bit split, Faker about to fall, but Faker remains standing, crucially, carried in the midst of the team, Feathers ready to go. T1 continue to advance anyway, unconcerned, Doggo pulls the Feathers back, finds the root.
He's behind them!
Owner ready to go, Shockwave connecting on a Junja, getting down whatever damage he can, Owner playing with his food, keeping him slow to Shock Blast, massive damage, the ulti! He slides, he glides, he finds the angle, and carry is not done!
Buddy, calm down! He's in the base!
He's looking to break it open. Not what I expected to see at 20 minutes, the Tom Kench solo push, but here we are, T1.
Hongkyu close to a second item, but still so far away. Doggo has his,
They
but
walk up into this team. Even without the Tom Kench, these fights would be hard as Doggo loses so much of his HP.
There's the
The
turn.
CFO determined to try and find the fight, looking for the lockup onto Carry. It's Torn who's been exhausted. Torn in the midst of the team. They're trying to burn through this Jace and get that shutdown as quick as they can, but the shot wave is good. The reset is there. Guma's damn well getting excited even as the feathers fly. The knockback from
away.
Honky was decent. They're trying to hold on, but T1, they want to end it quick.
they just don't have the money. They don't have the stats, they don't have the items. Donor is just standing there leisurely tanking the turret, and Doggo trying to hold on.
There's nowhere for him to go. His base is falling to pieces. The fountain, the last bastion of safety in this game 5. T1, only 23 minutes in.
No. No, 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 not like this, Dracos. 3
Holding
seconds,
on.
I don't think they can actually end. Junja on his way.
Doggo dead.
Maybe
But the map is just getting smaller and
they
smaller.
they don't get to play the game, right? It's why we always talk about when you get to this point, you just don't have the items to take anyone down unless they massively overstep. And T1, they've been playing pretty deliberate as I say that. Faker will be found here by Rest. Has his
On
own
the
ornament
chase,
now.
3 members of T1 waiting over the wall, and it was a trap. Baited beautifully all along, T1. The wave on bot side might be the final. Double 80 carries, Kaiwing. Carrier, unafraid, unthreatened.
The Magic was so close here in Vancouver. But it looks like reality has set in, Draco says. The Nexus is about to fall!
T1 sending a reminder, you might take 1 game. You might take 2, but you are not taking the series. The world champs reigning will move on in the upper bracket.
And to me, what summarizes this series is right, the faces of Junja and Honkyu. Do they look devastated that they lost? Yes, but also smiles because they know that series was something special.